We had an interesting chat on Media Buzz about Hillary Clinton, obviously running into some problems with the whole story about her private email, using that for 4 years as Secretary of State, and the fact that she didn't speak out right away, and the fact that she's on the defensive over this, has caused the media to look for, and I would say promote, other potential Democratic candidates to take on Hillary Clinton. Now, the panel didn't agree with me on this. They think that Democrats, many of them, are uneasy with the former First Lady and therefore are looking for alternatives, and the media are just following. I think the media are actually playing a kind of a proactive role, if only for the handicapping game of figuring out who, whether it's Joe Biden, whether it's Martin O'Malley, whether it's Al Gore, who's been pushed by some liberal pundits, might make a viable candidate in Democratic primaries against Hillary. And Exhibit A this week is the Boston Globe editorial page saying Elizabeth Warren should run. The Massachusetts senator should get into the race, and it doesn't matter that she said 150 times she doesn't want to run. The Boston Globe thinks that she should run. So, in the conversation, this led to a tweet from Nola Patriot, I presume from the city of New Orleans, Louisiana, who says, "Why does today's mainstream media not report and stay on the Hillary scandals? That's their job. Why is it okay to say mainstream media will lose interest?" The thing you have to understand about the way we critique the media is that we're not always endorsing what the media do, but we're trying to explain and analyze what the media do. So at the end of that segment, I said, do you think the Hillary email story is fading? Because obviously for about 2.5 weeks, it was white hot intensity. I mean, it was on the network news night after night. It was on the front pages. First she wouldn't talk, and then Hillary Clinton did speak, and then people picked apart her answers. And as I noted, she refused to answer or deflected some of the questions, both about the email business and about the foreign government donations to the Clinton Foundation. But eventually, without new information, these stories do tend to fade a bit and move on to the media's back burner. There was some new information this week from the New York Times with a leak from the House Benghazi Committee saying that there was no smoking gun among the 300 emails, Benghazi-related emails, that Hillary Clinton's people had turned over to the committee, but they did show her at one point worrying about whether she made it through or survived, in her word, some very tough questioning during a day of testimony on Capitol Hill. So I think this is a story the media should stay on. I don't think this story is over by any means. I think there's still a question about whether or not a third-party arbiter or anybody is going to get access to that home server that had all of the Hillary Clinton's emails to find out whether or not all the ones that she classified as personal and then deleted, whether she was right in doing that. But the way the short attention span media work is, if there's not lots of new information coming out after a couple of weeks, we do tend to move on to other things. So that's why I think the story is fading a little bit, but the panel did say that they think the story will come back. Stories, investigative stories have ebb and flow to them. They may fade for a couple of weeks, then there's a new piece of information, somebody has a good investigative report, and they come back. I don't think we've heard the last of the Hillary email story.